Hey, everybody, and welcome to the only show on YouTube that can unscramble an egg and still hatch a chicken. It's the 42 Show.
Fertilized.
We be magic. Just like the magic that comes from spinning the Wheel of Doom.
Doom, 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 doom. Hey, it's Mr. Dawson.
That hasn't happened in a little while here. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm not prepared at all. So here we go.
Oh, you click it, then you tick it.
Microsoft is in the news. Now, they think they've got an announcement that's just awesome. Everybody's going to love it. And here it goes. Microsoft wants laptop users to get so comfortable with its artificial intelligence chatbot that the chatbot will remember everything you do on your computer so it can help figure out what you want to do next. Let me give you a tip. If you need the machine to tell you what to do next, you're done. Put it down.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. The software giant on Monday revealed a new class of AI embedded or infused personal computers as it confronts heightened competition from big tech rivals in pitching generative AI technology that can compose documents, make images, and serve as a lifelike personal assistant at work or home. Isn't that what we've been trying with Siri and everything for the longest time? Round two, fight. The announcements ahead of Microsoft's annual Build Developer Conference centered on fusing its AI assistant called Copilot. What happened to Cortana? Into the Windows operating system for PCs, where Microsoft already has the eyes of millions and millions of consumers. The new features will include Windows Recall, giving the AI assistant what Microsoft describes as photographic memory of a person's virtual activity. Microsoft promises to protect users' privacy. I can't even read it with a straight face.
Got the fingers crossed behind that back. Yeah, we promise.
Yeah, Microsoft, the makers of the operating system with the greatest security holes ever, are promising to make sure that your information is safe. What they're doing is they're putting in place new features that give them complete hooks into your stuff because you want the convenience of the little AI thing. This is just a way of getting everybody to opt in.
It's bonkers. I mean, what are you going to do? So, like, hey, computer, what should I do today? So, well, why don't you just do the same thing you did yesterday and scroll through TikTok all day, you bastard?
Yeah. Go upstairs and
brain
shit.
The size of a planet, and you use me to watch TikTok.
Oh. How much does anybody in the live chat want an AI embedded chatbot on their computer? I know that the thing isn't coming in my house if you bring it over. That's where I'm going with it.
It'd be like, hey, computer, where did I save that file I did yesterday? What file was that? Oh, you know that file, that thingy I did. Well, what were you talking about? You know the thingy I did yesterday. Can't remember. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
just give me some information.
It'll be Laurel and Hardy in a minute, man. You know. Oh yeah, Abbott and Costello, right? Can you imagine having a pre-coffee fight in the morning with your AI? Fuck you! It's just...
I won't open that file until you tell me you love me.
Yeah. Love to shoot you, you. Okay. On to something that I'm sure will make a lot more sense. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a giant cock. Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, so the village of Ossett in West Yorkshire has been dealing with an unusual and persistent disturbance of a runaway peacock that's been terrorizing the community with its loud, echoing cries throughout the night. The peacock, which escaped from a nearby farm, has been flying onto rooftops and hiding in gardens, causing sleepless nights for many residents. Oh, poor people. Terry Sykes, a 40-year-old support worker, described the impact of the bird's incessant noise has had on her family and neighbours. She mentioned that the bird calls, which travel across the street, have kept people awake at night. Some residents have reportedly had as little as 5 hours sleep over 3 days due to the peacock's loud squawks. She recounted an instance when her daughter was unable to attend school after being kept awake all night by the peacock perched on her neighbour's roof. You wait till she's older; she'll be being kept up all night by a slightly different kind of the bird's presence and noise have left many residents exhausted and frustrated. That must be me. That's what must be happening to me.
So
That's
they
why
got
I'm
a
exhausted.
cock running around the neighborhood, tiring everybody out.
Yeah, strutting his stuff. Look at him. What a pretty boy.
Wow.
The peacock has been resting in gardens, spreading its feathers, and even performing its characteristic dance. Do-do-do-do-do. Well, you can tell by the way I do my walk. Oh, here's what a wonderful way to brighten up the day with a big
A nice
cock walking
peacock
around.
story.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's just a peacock. I mean, where I used to live, you used to have a farm at the corner of the house. They say it's a farm. It's an old farmhouse. It wasn't a farm anymore, but the people kept like this cock. Rooster in the garden, and it even hit the news. There used to be like you used to have news crews come round to like a little road and reporting on the cockerel.
Boring is it where you live?
Ah, dear, them were the days.
Oh, yeah. So, here, a little news from Ukraine here. Got a couple things quick here we should get into. Ukraine says it's destroyed the last Russian warship armed with cruise missiles that was stationed on the occupied peninsula of Crimea. This is totally confirmed, I think, now. I checked before going live and I didn't find anybody debunking it. So, according to updated information, the Ukrainian Defense Force hit a Russian Project 22-800, some piece of junk missile ship on the night of the 19th. Ukrainian Navy later said on X that the vessel had been destroyed. Ukrainian Navy spokesman said the ship was Russia's last cruise missile carrier based in the peninsula. So how can that be a bad thing, right? Former Fox News presenter Tucker Carlson has launched a new talk show in Russia.
Can we sync him too?
I can't wait for that to happen. The controversial U.S. media personality who this year became the first Western quote-unquote journalist to interview Vladimir Putler since Russia invaded the sovereign lands of Ukraine will host his new show on the state-owned... who cares? The first episode, Carlson will discuss the dangers of ticks and Lyme disease.
What?
Okay. Long-standing point of contention since the war started in Ukraine has surrounded the issue of how the country should be permitted to use the weapons it receives from its Western supporters. I bring this up quite a bit. Mindful of the risks of an escalation that could draw NATO into a wider conflict, the major donors to Ukraine, such as the US and UK, have so far insisted that their weapons were not used to launch strikes into Russian territory. While there has been a degree of broad contention around this, Minister from one European country, Lithuania, Foreign Minister, big name, is now suggesting this should be abandoned if Kyiv is going to be given the best chance of defeating its invading forces. So a couple of quick quotes here and we're all done. From the beginning, we have made the mistake of limiting the Ukrainians because it could be seen as an escalation, he said in an interview with a French television station. The Ukrainians must be allowed to use the equipment provided to them so that they can achieve strategic objectives. They must be able to strike Russian territory, supply lines, military buildups, and places where they're preparing to attack. Only one side in this conflict has rules imposed on it, and we must abandon these rules that we wrongly created. Good words. I like that very much, so I had to get that one in today. There is a couple other stories that relate to Ukraine coming up, but that's the focus ones. So far, I agree with this whole take the shackles off and let them do what they need to do. I don't here all kinds of good long range weapons, but you can only use them short. Just shut up. That's why would you even give them then? It's moronic, you know.
Yeah, it's a long stick.
Yeah. So
you got some supers in, Dick, but they're not coming up on your little screen there. So
okay. I got him. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Bella Coward came in as a shill apprentice. So thanks there, Bella Coward. Ozzy T came in with a super chat. Welcome, Greg, Terry, crew, and thanks for joining us. We got Miriam with a New Zealand $20 super chat. No message there, so tag me in the chat if you want a shout out or something. Be more than glad. Linda S came in as a shill apprentice, and then right after she gave out 5 memberships herself. So we'll check the records, and the last one that's a member tonight gets the bar tab. Send us your address, and we'll send it right out. Pussy, anyone?
Oh, look at this clever putty cat, because Vermont State University's Castleton campus has awarded an honorary doctorate degree to the campus cat named Max, known for his friendliness and frequent appearances around the campus and his massive addiction to mathematics. Max has become a cherished figure amongst the students and faculty alike. In the days leading up to the commencement ceremony, the university announced that Max would be receiving an honorary doctorate. There he is, his certificate. He's got what is it? It says on the certificate.
Oh, okay, hold on.
He's getting for literature,
Doctor of Literature.
So his degree comes with humorous perks like catnip perks, scratching post privileges, and a litter box responsibilities. Max resides with his owners on Seminary Street, which is adjacent to the main entrance. Like, you bloody care where it is. But according to Max's owner, Ashley Dow, Max has become a regular visitor to the campus for the past 4 years. He enjoys socializing with the students and always delighted to see him. Max has become such a fixture that he even joins campus tours for prospective students. That's great.
That's funny.
Yeah, Ashley Dow, affectionately known as Max's mum among the campus community, shared that the students often inquire about Max's well-being and look forward to his little visits. Although Max will not attend the actual commencement ceremony in 2024. Hang on, how old is this story? No, that's this year. God knows where I am. Right, the university plans to deliver his honorary degree to Ashley. Little putty cat, and a little clever little sausage. Yeah. Now become a proper doctor, you waste of space.
Yeah, come up with cat litter that actually absorbs the odor, would you? You know?
Yeah, invent something.
Yeah. So, I got one that you can only file under what the this idiot now claims that he does not want to siege the Kharkiv region, even as his losses in the ongoing offensive continue to rise. This is what he said as he was leaving China. He said there are no such plans today for Moscow to seize Ukraine's second largest city. This is despite launching the offensive. Putin claimed that his Russian troops are only looking to establish a security zone around the border to protect the Russian city of Belgrade, which has been targeted by Ukraine's forces. If this is the kind of honesty that comes out of your mouth when you go to visit your so-called partners in China, what is this relationship based on? Do they just sit down and drink alcohol and lie to each other, get up, shake hands, and leave? What do these idiots do?
Well, he might actually be telling the truth there, because he did have an awful lot of the Free Russian going into Belgorod and like, you know, attacking it from Ukraine. So
Yeah.
there may be an element of truth to it, but also at the same time, it does sound like, you know, he's getting his ass kicked and he says, well, didn't want it anyway.
Yeah, that's the kid that drops the ice cream. Well, I didn't want that. Right? And then
if he drops his ice cream, he'll start screaming.
Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah, I can actually, we have a artist rendition of what Donald Trump looks like when he drops his ice cream. So just imagine, you know, replace the face. But so, you know, just figure that one out. It's close, right? Here we go, though. There's one other one I wanted to touch on, which is in the similar vein here. Decisions over whether Ukraine can lawfully be handed an extra 30 billion euros in a loan drawn from the 270 billion in seized Russian state assets are likely to be aired coming up at a G7 finance ministers this week, a meeting coming up in northern Italy. So in another test of what you could call political will, the U.S. has been canvassing support for the plan, with the money intended to help with Ukraine's reconstruction or pay for badly needed arms. I like the or, not and, because reconstruction can happen after. We can seize the rest of the 270 billion and go from there. That's my opinion. The debate on how to make the Russian frozen assets available has been deadlocked for more than a year, though. And this is where it gets really crazy with world legal systems and monetary rules and stuff. The advocates of a complete asset seizure and there's opposing to the freezing and looking at other more, you know, within the rules legal ways instead of rewriting some new stuff. European Central Bank president last week raised legal and economic objections to full seizure of the assets, but the U.S., with strong UK backing, is determined to try to circumvent these objections. So one last bit on this was Washington wants to circle around the argument by saying that the frozen assets need not be seized or confiscated, but instead mobilized to give an extensive loan to Ukraine, on which the interest would be paid from the annual profits of the frozen Russian assets. Seizing the Russian central bank assets and handing them to Ukraine now as a prepayment for reparations is effectively ruled out. So it's all convoluted nonsense. I mean, if I was at the table, I would have said, look, we just kick these guys out the club, grab the cash, sit it there, take all the interest and give it to Ukraine, except for the rate of inflation. And then that way, if legally you have to give it back, you've still fulfilled your legal thing. But all of that in the extra interest from holding this money, it should be a massive amount. So just fucking give it to them now. Stop this.
Yeah. Or just give it to us as a super chat, and we'll see it goes to the right place.
We know we have all the links. We know exactly where to send it to.
Yeah, one hell of a donation like that one.
Imagine that, eh? Yeah. How do I transfer 28 billion? Wow. So, what the hell is this picture?
Well, let me start this story by asking a question, Dick. Do you like cars?
Love them.
Do you like cars a real lot?
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite basic thing, except for music.
Do you like them a lot?
I'm looking at that picture right now, and I'm very concerned where you're going with this. What the actual...
This guy likes cars a lot, especially this tasty little pink Tesla. Because in an unusual and disturbing career, a man was caught CCTV engaging in sexually explicit acts with a pink Tesla for 3 hours.
What?
At a Hyatt on May 18th. The footage shows the man kissing, touching, and even fingering the car, which belongs to the wife of the person who reported the incident. The man fled the scene when the car's owner approached, and his identity remains unknown. But hey, he must be a hell of a kisser. The husband who shared the CCTV footage on Korean social media expressed his bewilderment, noting that there's no clear legal charge to report the incident under. He speculated whether the pink wrapping on the Tesla might have triggered the man's behavior, likening it to like sexy lingerie from mechanophiliacs.
Dude,
Like, what the
I was just looking
fuck is
too
wrong
cute.
with you?
jeez.
And it was a Tesla, so there was no exhaust pipe, so but yeah, the bizarre behaviour was compounded by the fact that the man wore a medical face mask, which he removed to get close to the car. Despite the prolonged duration of the act, it appears no one intervened or stopped him during the 3-hour period.
How do you molest a vehicle for 3 hours and not have somebody go, dude, what's up?
How do you molest anything for 3 hours unless you'll sting? That's incredible. It must have been a really nice car, pretty car.
He'd be careful not to do it on a Cybertruck. The sharp edges, he'll slice that thing clean off.
Take his finger off, or something else. The incident sparked numerous reactions online. I bet it did, with some questioning the man's shame and others wondering
Or lack thereof. I mean,
why it wasn't considered public indecency according to the South Korean law. I suppose that could be it. But I suppose it can't be, because it's not like he had any obscene parts dangling out. It was just
I don't know that it looks like he's got a little bit of shake and bake going on there with the hand leaned over, right? That's not good,
Could be.
Yeah.
But saying it could be a fine of up to 5 million won, detention, or a minor fine. If caught, the man could face significant legal repercussions under these regulations. Very strange.
There's only one thing for it.
Oh, I hope he doesn't like pretty goats too.
We got a shout out. Holy Oblation comes in with a super chat with the biggest happy face, and it even has dollar signs for eyes. So look at that. Woo! I wish I could do a happy face one where it would just go. I'm gonna have to make something.
So the moral of this story is: do not dress your car up like a dirty little tart.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. That's just wrong on so many levels, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
yes.
when you've gone to wrong on so many levels, you might as well wrap it up with Ronald Gump. So Trump's lawyers rested their defense Tuesday without the former president taking the witness stand in his New York hush money criminal trial, moving the case closer to the moment when the jury will begin deciding his fate. Your Honor, the lawyer Todd Blanche said, the defense rests. So when you scroll down a little bit more here, the prosecution tried to get it thrown out again before it went to jury, and that didn't happen. But there's the instructions to the jury, and there's also closing arguments. So we're still about a week away from the jury actually being adjourned for deliberations, because
I think we've got to wait for a week for the jury to stop laughing.
Yeah. There wasn't any real reports of crazy accusations or anything. Trump just said on Tuesday, they have no case. There is no crime. And, that's pretty much it. But you can switch over to Truth Social, which had an amazing quarter where they brought in, get this, $770,000 in revenue in the first quarter.
What?
$770,000. That's not enough to pay even for the call center that it must take to run that. Like, that's unbelievable. But they did post a loss of $327 million in that 3 months. So the Trump Media Group brought in less money between January and March of this year and the same period for 2023. The giant loss is largely driven by one-time expenses related to the merger that got them a whole whack of cash. There's concerns about somebody that needs to be replaced and hasn't. They don't disclose user numbers like other publicly traded social media companies, so there's no knowing if it's growing or not. But at this point, everybody knows Truth Social is only there for the MAGA wannabes that actually listen to that freaking putz. So,
yeah, I think I signed up for it and I think I never went back.
I know a few people that signed up because they thought it'd be funny, and then it just gets so stupid so quick, you just bugger off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got? 11. Okay, we're all right here. We're all right. So where are we going now?
We got some gifted memberships.
Oh, we do? Oh, we
Yes.
do. Aussie T came in as well, gifted out 5 Shills memberships. All right. Thank there, Aussie T. That's 10 gifted memberships today alone. So thanks, Linda, and thanks, Aussie. Awesome. Very cool. Is this a joke?
Yeah, you're wondering why Russia is feeling a little bit down the dumps at the minute.
Yeah, no, we didn't want it.
Because this is the reappearance of the BTR-50 1950s Soviet-era armored personnel carrier on the battlefields of eastern Ukraine, highlighting the severe equipment shortages faced by the Russian military as the conflict with Ukraine continues into its 28th month. Yeah. So, is that right? 28 months? It seems like
Yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, this outdated vehicle with its 10 millimeter armor, like tinfoil, symbolizes the desperate measures Russia has taken to field combat ready units.
I have cooking pots with thicker bottoms. I'm just
It does just look absolutely awful.
You probably couldn't take it down with a pellet gun, but you know.
No, you could probably push it over with a, I don't know, a cucumber or something. I don't know.
a group of deer running through the field just trample it and destroy it, you know.
But like I say, it was originally developed in the 1950s. It's armed typically with a heavy machine gun and was designed to transport troops and provide limited support. So, it's just... No, it's nothing, not a fancy tank or anything like that. It's just a transport vehicle. But even so, is that what they got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more and more of this aid package that goes over to Ukraine, them running around in those things starts to matter more. So,
Yeah. But I don't trust these blooming Ruskies at one bit. I'm sure they are trying to do some kind of like build up of new equipment. It's just going to take time, isn't it? They just weren't prepared.
There is an angle to that. I've seen that written before where a lot of this ancient gear is coming out right now because they're actually just, trying to ready some other things. So, which, that's not promising news.
Lull us all into a state of humor.
Yeah.
While we're laughing, they'll bring the big bad boys out when we're not looking.
Which could be, shitty.
Yeah.
So, this is an actual photo. We did nothing in any way, shape, or form. A coalition of Tesla shareholders is urging its peers to reject this $56 billion pay package for Elon Musk. I mean, sales are down. They're laying people off. It's a free-for-all. Let's give him $56 billion. If that happens, I'll just give up. The stock market makes no sense to me. Amalgamated Bank, SOC Investment Group, and 6 other signatories that hold a small portion of Tesla stock said Musk is distracted by his commitments to the 5 other companies he controls and isn't serving the car maker's best interests. The group also urged shareholders to vote against the re-election of directors Kimball Musk, Musk's brother, and James Murdoch. They go on to say Tesla is suffering from a material governance failure, which requires our urgent attention and action. Musk's pay package was approved back in 2018 when things were really on the up and Tesla was just the darling of the industry and could do no wrong, right? So, and a judge voted it down even though the shareholders approved it, because they said it was unfair to shareholders who weren't fully informed of the key details. So, bordering on illegal because you're not really disclosing. So many signatories of Monday's solicitation published a separate open letter to this like a year ago, expressing concerns about Musk's many commitments and asking for a meeting with the board chair, Robin Denholm. She never responded, the group said. Musk's decision to buy Twitter, now called X, has played a material role in Tesla's underperformance, these guys say as well, because his focus is not where it needs to be. So literally every time I look in the news for something about Elon Musk, it's always one of these, he's just screwing up yet another thing. How does somebody like that get to the position where, you got people arguing about whether you deserve $56 billion?
Well, because look at his office. Look at his office. It's, the picture they got there. It's got nothing on the shelf.
Yeah. He's a minimalist. Yeah.
It's probably the worst YouTube studio ever.
Well, why do you think a Tesla Dash looks the way it does, except for the Model S? Yeah. So, more Tesla craziness. What do we got? Okay, we're good. So where are you next?
We're off to China.
Oh, okay.
A Chinese man called Xiao, who had been on the run for over 2 decades after committing murder, was finally apprehended by authorities. Xiao from the village of wherever.
A village.
Yeah, he came from a village. Let's just say that. He managed to evade capture for 20 years by disguising himself as a deaf and mute scavenger in the mountains of the Anxi County, Fujian province. Oh, God, I couldn't even get that one. The incident that led to... I always get the bloody Chinese stories. The incident that led to Zhao's fugitive life occurred on the evening of May 22nd, 2004, during a heated argument with a neighbour. Zhao, known for his quick temper, struck the neighbour with a shovel, resulting in the latter's death. Fearing severe repercussions such as life imprisonment or death penalty, Zhao abandoned his family and fled to the mountains. To maintain his cover and avoid detection, Zhao adopted the persona of a deaf and mute scavenger, communicating solely through gestures and smiles. For 20 years, he lived in a life of isolation, selling scraps to survive and never contacting his family, ensuring that no information about his past slipped out.
Wow.
However, the police never, ceased their efforts to locate him, but it all paid off. With local authorities in Anxi detained a seemingly deaf and mute scavenger after a minor altercation with the locals. He was released shortly after, but his photos were processed and added to the national database, which in China, the unexpected breakthrough in the routine check of Zhao's old photos against the national database yielded a surprising match with the recently detained scavenger, and the police team were dispatched to investigate.
Wow.
So they found the suspect, and they directly asked him if he was from a village in China, and to their astonishment, Zhao responded, yes, breaking his 20-year silence. Apparently, Zhao was so overwhelmed with relief, expressing his pent-up emotions to the police, saying, "I've been holding back my words for 20 years, and I felt that I was going crazy. And when I left, my son was 11, and now 20 years have passed. I wonder how my family is doing."
Very angry at you now.
yeah. Couldn't keep his bloody mouth shut for 1 second.
Oh, damn.
Did you do it? Yes. Oh, shit.
What a crazy little but yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that was me, like, just for him to admit it at the end there, right? You know?
Just too tired. Block me up. Hang me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Give me the death sentence. It's
Yeah.
too late now.
Crazy, man. 20 years though. I mean, you know, I can't imagine trying to just not talk because that would somehow hide me. It's an odd strategy.
It would be a really bad YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Or maybe better.
Yeah.
Vote in the chat.
Yeah. So here, a quick little thing at the end here on AI. This guy here is basically the godfather of artificial intelligence. Professor Jeffrey Hinton, he was basically the guy that came up with this whole way of neural networks, which is the complete theoretical basis of the current explosion in artificial intelligence, right? So he says the government's going to have to establish a universal basic income to deal with the impact of AI on inequality.
Oh dear.
Yeah. He says he's very worried about AI taking lots of mundane jobs. He was consulted by people in Downing Street, number 10 in the UK, you know, Prime Minister's residence or whatever. It's kind of like the White House, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot smaller.
Yeah. And he advised them that a universal basic income was going to be the only idea. He said while he felt AI would increase productivity and wealth, the money's only going to go to the rich and not the people whose jobs get lost. And that's going to be very bad for society. He worked at Google until last year, but he left the tech giant so he could talk more freely about the dangers of all this unregulated AI. He goes on to talk about how governments are just going full hard and using AI in military applications and stuff. He's very concerned on how, you know, this could evolve. It could get more motivated to take more control and better itself. And it could end up being an extinction level threat because eventually it's going to see us, just like the way we've been predicting in the movies for years, as the ultimate threat to its continued survival. Right. So,
well, you shouldn't be talking so openly about it because it's listening.
Exactly. You're a target now. Actually, how long's he got? Right. You know, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, the guy that originated how this all is coming to pass is warning everybody. He quit his job so he could turn to evangelize against it. What does that say? Right.
Yeah. He just wants the benefits, quit his job.
Yeah,
that's where he came up with his plan. Everyone getting basic pay, so because he can get paid now.
Well, he's actually got a hollowed out volcano now for himself, and he's just going to watch the world implode on his own invention, right? Yeah. We hit our clock. We're out of here. Thanks in the credits, and good night, everybody. See y'all real soon.
See you Thursday.
Boom. Yeah, and we got a huge.